Oh, well, Tom, here we are going into map number 2 after gaming versus HUAT, and it's been one hell of a start for things. You know, I love the point just to build on that Blam made before we came in here, and he was talking about Wang up against some of the higher level teams, and I definitely agreed that he might not perform as well, right? He might be punished when he comes up against the Vici, the Tylus, and maybe just needs that coach to really just take Wang in his hands and really just work him hard, you know, get the most out of him and mold him into a more disciplined opera to teach him protocols to just play tighter Counter-Strike. That would be a real step forward for them. But as we come into this 3v4 in the pistol round, after our looking to go right on through, penetrate that B defense, and get up in HUAT's face. And it looks like they've managed to do that, but the man disadvantage desperately needs to be pulled back.
Well, they're hoping that we will just see the CTs peek here one by one, and there's a first. The second coming through, but it's a couple of missed shots. Oh, this is getting awkward, and the flank is too far behind. Oi is buying time, though. He might have just done enough for Bingo to get in as well. And now it's left all onto SplashK. They were in such a good position in this round. He still has a kit. He's looking to try and kill off Bingo. Doesn't actually know that he's already crossed. And after gaming, are going to bring that one back. Great round from Oi to be able to stay alive that long at the back of the site. But I feel like you still need to almost frown upon the CT side, that there were 3 players trying to kill one man and they can't do anything.
That's a disappointing round considering the start, but I mean, losing 3v5s is pretty much the mantra of the HUAT force. I mean, they're like Tiger, but a little bit less of an intimidating cat, as they've been underwhelming. But yeah, I think like when I come down to talking about that coach to really just take Wang and run with it, I think that they could use someone that has extensive knowledge of the game and obviously watches a lot of professional Counter-Strike. I think someone like Dinko could be really good for that. Just to really get in there. I feel like he would get the most out of Wang.
Potentially. He does have warm hands. Either way. We are going to have ZAI. Well, he gets there in the end. Neff does take one of his teammates, and Ronan's caught another. They're making this one costly at least. And, oh, is he going to get Wang as well? He's jumped over the top. It's the Glock facing off against the Deeg, and Wang will just about come out on top. Still, though, a good opportunity for SplashK to bring this one back. He's got his Deagle full HP, and with Wang only on 2, it could be short-lived.
SplashK is on his way through. Oh, he's going to swing into the low HP Wang. And although he gets Wang, he doesn't manage for ZAI. Yeah, I think that's something we could look into, Tom. Yeah, we could try to help him out a little bit, see if we can put Dinko in contact with Wang. Yeah, never mind, he might already be in contact with him. I feel like he's almost working with Wang on a daily basis at this point, so might not be necessary. We might see some big improvements soon.
Oh, a 5-man nade purchase. Going to be the nuke thrown down Banana and into mid. It really hasn't done that much damage, but Spiels does manage to get away with a kill. Trade from Marek is fairly risky, but he does get away with it and leaves them a MAC-10 as a gift. Still going to be a couple of players around this angle they have to be careful of. One of them being Neff, who they have walked past. They walked straight past him. Straight past him. Still no communication there, because they definitely spotted him by that point. They 100% had seen him because they shot at him, and they still didn't tell Bingo. So Bingo's been killed. This round is becoming more costly just by sheer communication problems for after gaming. Beals and SplashK are going to try and do some more damage, and with Marek already low, there's some potential here.
Oh, SplashK, really nice stuff. And Spiels in a 1v2 with no bomb planted. He can definitely go for this. He has the info on where both players are as well. And while Wang might be standing tall, a hard member to take down in the position that he's in, I think that might be enough to scare Spiels away. He was in a rough position there. He started to really just get pounded by Wang as that swing came through. But ZAI was the one to take the kill to finish it off.
Well, they do eventually convert the rounds, but it's not gone particularly well. Bulbasaur actually sticking with the MP5. I honestly think it might be the worst SMG that we currently have in the game. Yeah. I don't rate it at all.
I mean, there was a point made a while back that it's basically the MP7, but it's nostalgic. It's worse. Like, it is statistically worse. It's just nostalgic.
Okay. Wow. Clearly we're wrong. Instant headshot through smoke. Why not? There are always players that like to play a niche. Like, you see Chris J regularly play an MP7, which it's an alright gun, but I feel like if you're on the T side, Mac 10 is cheaper and seems to do the same job. And well, MP9 over on the CT side, again, cheaper and probably better if anything. Chris manages to make it work. Yeah. There are 3 players here for the CT side already. Neff is up above, watching down. This is normally good for at least a kill, and he will just fall off the second it's found.
You can see after slow approach to this round, right? They're really just trying to work it out and find the numbers of HUAT side, figure out exactly what they're doing, but it looks like nobody's going to be shouting bingo this time because they haven't found all the numbers, unfortunately. They haven't got 5 in a row, or at least they're going to have to find them now because currently they're staring at a blank card. And at this point, I think always best chance is just to save this AK, which is quite deflating because they're not going to have much cash for the next round. Not going to have any. And this will cripple him then for their next buy round. Unless he manages to maybe save the 8K, or unless they go for a force buy. Oh, if he gets away with saving it, he's been spotted now. Even though he finds that kill, the CTs are going to flock towards him because they want to drop him after time. He has to win every duel, and he's tucked away. He should be okay. Oh, I thought he was going to peek.
Well, the CT side, they convert the first buy round. And we have to say that so far, in terms of the recent results on this map, it's been one of the better looking ones for HUAT. Beating D13, checkmate, losing in close fashion to checkmate again, and then to Sigma. So the game we saw versus Vici, not a bad one, and they went close versus Invictus. So they definitely can play this map. The problem being is after have picked into it. Now, we haven't really seen them play it. In fact, I believe the time they did, they lost. So I'm not really sure what the decision making was there. I'm guessing it's a map that they've been working on. They lost to Tiger earlier in the tournament, and was it early in the tournament? No, I don't think it was. But either way, it was a fairly convincing win for Tiger, so I'm not really expecting much from them here. But I'm interested to see why this is the map that they went for. Maybe because Mirage was taken away from them and they didn't know what else to choose, but it seems like in that choice they've picked into a map that HUAT very much like to play.
That's what I was saying in the pre-show, right? I was confused that after chose this, I would have imagined it was favored to HUAT, but the fact that they chose it makes me believe they've got something up their sleeve. For now, they've not got anything up their sleeve. At least not in the previous round. Getting shut down. They're going to be leaving Marek down to a Mag 10. Everybody else buying up, and Wang, oh, he's pulled out that big two-handed weapon. He is going to need everything to hold on to that, because it hits hard. And Wang's going to be looking to take down some enemies with it. The op in play. As Wang looks on to top middle, but nobody for him to spray on into. So
you don't spray with an op.
Well, I didn't say it was with the op. Could have taken his Glock out. You never know.
You don't really spray with a Glock either.
Triple burst, that's technically a spray.
I feel like a clutch at straws a little bit there.
You know, maybe I'm not grabbing onto it properly, but it takes a while. You know, you got to get used to it. A whole new world. So we look at Wang moving in towards top mid and taking the A site. At least that's what he wants to do. He spotted out these... He was spotted out for a second, but there's smokes down, so moves back to Banana. Looks for a couple more victims, but the smoke that's aggressively gone in steals away all the control. Why are they still 2 men here? I suppose with the position they're in, it's alright, but I would rather fall back, have one playing car, and an A rotate. Wang picks up an opening now on the short. and they're still not rotating. This is going to work out for them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Are they going to check the corner? They will, and Oi gets the kill. Bulbasaur has managed to find one back in return. Now, they are starting to run out of time, and the peek from Ronan, it's so risky, but it pays off. 25 seconds on the clock. They have to make a decision here. The peek from Bingo suggests that they might be making a move into the A site. Flashbang's over. Don't catch Neff at all. And Ronan is not checked on the cross. After gaming, it seemed like they had everything working out for them, but maybe slightly overthinking this round has actually ended up costing them completely. It will be 3-3. WhatsApp break back. And again, we're starting to see the sort of highlight plays we like from Ronan. They're risky. They're aggressive. But in these cases, they work.
Like a charm. Like an absolute charm. 3-3. HUAT getting exactly what they needed out of that round. And now it looks like the boys over on Wang's team are just completely run dry. They're going to have to come into this round with nothing but a couple of deagles. Their weapons previously big and hard to take down, now small and presumably easy to handle. At least they should be. I mean, there's always the difficulty of being on Inferno. There are some close range opportunities offered up. And it looks like it's going to be a slow approach by After, giving time for HUAT to take range duels and not really be under too much pressure.
Oh, Wang at least gets one, but eventually he falls. Ronan's starting to get into the rhythm of things, and this is something we like to see. 10-3. Didn't have a particularly good... Well, he had an alright first map, but he didn't have a Ronan first map. Bear in mind, the first time we saw him play this one, he got 38 kills and they lost, which, take that as you will. It definitely seems like a map he enjoys playing. And I think that's something for younger players especially that's very, very important. Like, you're going to get the timings much better. Your aggressive plays are just going to be more comfortable, more natural. Especially on a map like Inferno, I feel like being confident in the plays that you're going to be making is super important. Because there are a fair few risky faces that you're going to make to try and find information. You consider on the A side at the moment, they've just stuck him in the pit, which is where you a lot of the time see your most clinical aimer. Like, you'll put a Twist, a Rops, a Brolin will be placed in the pit and just be an immovable object. On the B site, however, we've got Splash K now set up with the AWP. Molotov going to be thrown deep. That actually causes him to rotate away, but it looks like he's just trying to set up a nade. That could do a fair bit of damage, but not quite as much as he probably would have liked.
It definitely tickled Wang a little bit, and Sakai.
Extra bit of chip damage, I guess. But here comes the push. Spiels in position. Headshot connected, but they've got to be careful of the man looking to jump over the top of the boxes. And yes, he didn't know that was a thing. This smoke has whiffed completely, but luckily, Splashgate's not going to capitalize.
Well, now, how to After approach this? I mean, still 4v4, definitely winnable for HUAT. They've got utility plenty from those A players rotating in. Bulbasaur chucking in a Molotov. Where did his Molly go? What? Oh, wait, did he only throw it now? I don't know. I think I misread his utility, but they've cleared out the back left at least. They know there's no players there, but the time, no kills. Ronan Baby picks up Bingo. They're so low on time. Are they going to push this? No, you can't do it anymore. Run away. Run away. Don't push this. Jeez, I think they were thinking about boosting up there for a second as well. That was ridiculous. Okay. Good utility usage by the T's, though, to block them out at least. Delay a little bit of time. HUAT, they just couldn't get in there in the end. You saw early on, Wang obviously had the intention of holding... He was down in pit just watching top mid, which was odd to me because they had players up there. So there was like a double commit. If anybody swung out on mid, they would have 3 guys looking at them. But Wang pulled out, went over towards Banana, took the control for them. And having him being able to clear out all those angles towards Car and then immediately peek on the corner is what gives them the confidence to take Banana so aggressively, but without using too much utility.
Well, with the streak of rounds won by HUAT prior to this, they still have plenty of cash to keep themselves in this next round. Weird, they've kind of just sent Oi on his own to fight for Banana. Everybody else is relatively passive. In fact, Marek is actually just going to be setting up a flash, which only blinded Oi. I'm not even sure what that flash was attempted for. Like, it only reached Banana, and he was already out in Banana. If it had gone over into towards the top section of it, I could maybe understand, but I think he just messed up his flash, if I'm being brutally honest.
Oh, we're going to look towards the after side. Bit of Banana control. And top mid as well. So they're pressuring across the map, but they haven't really gone for any noise on B just yet. A smoke comes over, but it's not indicative of a push. If anything, they're trying to sell a fake right now and just bait out that utility from the CT side. Splashes him falling for it, though. He doesn't want to throw his molly down and not have it for when they actually start a push. Good decision-making by him. At least he can stop them crossing the site, but that flash out, oh, it blinds him. It wrecks him. Wang, what a fantastic angle. He just threw that flash over, blinding them, allowing Oi to take that kill. Spiels manages to trade back with a nade, but he's locked out of really doing anything. That was gorgeous. That's what we've been looking for from after. Something like some support on the entry. Bingo thought he had a god tier flank, but with him falling, it's now very winnable for HUAT. They are going to go for this retake.
The only worry for me is they're all coming from the same angle, so more of a chance to trade effectively, but it's going to be much more difficult to clear out Wang. Quick trades. They can't really afford trades, but that shot's nice from Oi. And as said, clearing out Wang's not going to be easy at all. 5-4 in favor of After Gaming. CT side, again, still have enough money, but it's a bit of an awkward one. And with SplashK buying an AWP, I don't actually know how that's going to work for them. Interestingly, I do want to know where this nade was thrown from. I think it was lined up by Spiels. I think he was lining that up for literally about 30 to 40 seconds. Where he was just, every time we switched to him, he was just stood in ruins, holding an HE, ready to, I assume, bounce it over into the pool. And I think that's a really cool nade to have. The only problem is it made it a bit awkward for his teammate.
Yeah.
Had to do a lot. Marek is going to get a trade, which, to be honest, in the early stages of the round is absolutely fine for the T side. This is aggressive, though. They're going to try and take full Banana control. And if the T's spotted how many players are actually over on this B site, they'd know that the A is probably going to be a little bit more vulnerable.
I agree in the previous round as well, though. I think one of the problems going in for the retake was not having to smoke to go towards Banana. Not blocking off that angle gives so much support towards the site player that Oi could just tuck in pool and feel pretty confident that his back was covered because they couldn't come out on site without Wang seeing them. And once he's kind of locked in, once he gets himself into that position and he's holding such a tight angle, it's really hard to get Wang back out. And it takes a lot. You got to really throw yourself at him. Nice shot by ZAI. He's coming in with some great entries. Bingo falls, but that might not be Bingo for HUAT. They've got a couple more numbers to find. Ronan, baby, he's tucked away in pit and hasn't been spotted just yet, but they should suspect him to be around here. They certainly do.
Oh. You'll get there in the end. Go on. Attempt number 8. Never mind. The thing is, if he lands one of those, they might actually have had a chance. But unfortunately, he doesn't. After Gaming, they're going to get themselves further into the lead. Looking good on the T side. 6 rounds up. And the CTs now have finally run out of cash. Nice shot from ZAI. The entries from him, very good in this round. That's something I will give credit to After. They got a lot of players who will just run the gauntlet and go for those entry frags. There's not really someone I'm looking at going, oh, they're sort of holding back or they're playing more passive. They will just go all in together, which I think is at least a good, promising sign. Spiels is already going to spot out someone aggressively up Banana. It is Wang with the AWP, which I'm not a huge fan of considering the economic circumstance of their opponents in this round. To be that far up alone with an AWP. If they just naded or rushed it, he would be dead, and that would be into enemy hands. So, yeah, maybe a slight unnecessary risk, but hey, it's worked out for them anyway.
Yeah, it's the problem, right? Whenever you've got that op, if you're in a position by yourself and the CTs decide to run and jump right on you, you're in a lot of trouble because you're not going to be able to deal with more than one enemy. But luckily, they're not jumping all over Wang. They're giving him a little bit of space to play with, so his teammates come back around, and now they're looking to have some fun as a group as they move in towards this B site. But the pistols are up close, and they're looking to deal some damage. What was that? Why is Marek pushing by himself? Where's the support? Guys, hello? What are we doing? Wang's there. He's fired off a shot and pulled back, but dude, every fight, every single... Oh, they flashed long after he's already peaked? What was the point? This is silly. Every fight that they've taken... Okay, yeah, it's a 4v1. They only lost one player. But every fight they took was 1-by-1. No support. ZAI peaked long before the flash was even thrown, I think. That's wild. They deserve to lose that round, honestly. Like, the only difference between that being a good and a bad round for after is whether ZAI hit their shots. Now, I know that's kind of a silly thing to say, because that's the difference between every round, right? If you headshot your opponents. But what I'm saying is the strategy, the approach was very bad by after. It gave all the opportunities to ZAI. And you have enough of an advantage already with the rifles, sure, but you definitely don't want to try to give them any sort of lifeline back in.
Oh. Once again, we're going to see an early challenge for Banana. Some utility set up to try and get them pushing down. Oh, that is risky. He's run through the smoke. They know he's there. Now they have 1, 2 HEs. They do know he's there, right? I'm sure they saw him. Maybe X-ray just gave me slight delusions, but I could have sworn he ran into the open for a second there. He's now managed to cross over to the other side. So if they still don't know he's here, I'm going to lose it.
Well, we'll see in just a second, I'd imagine. If after start to make their way in towards this, Spiels could be catching them completely blindsided. Because like with that molly placement, they definitely don't know he's here. They have no idea. They're abandoning banana control instead, looking to move over towards the A side. Bulbasaur caught in the open. He's down to 13 health. Yeah, he called for a flash. Great work. Great flash by Ronan as well. Now he's up to the AK, and he's going to push all the way through, try to find the early flank around on these short players. This won't be expected, surely. And there it is, a free kill to come through by Bulbasaur to finish this one off. Really good round by ZAI. That was much more structured than what we've seen before. Good reactions. They call for flashes off each other. They play together. That's what I want to see.
Oh, we'll see if it continues. I do think that they got a little bit lucky with that banana push, though. I think there's a world where either he gets domed through smoke or it just gets cleared properly. And then who knows, that might have opened up a road straight onto the B site. T's, though, they still have money for now. Finances will start to slip over the next couple of rounds, but 7 rounds on the T side isn't bad. The only problem is I'm not sure how much faith I actually have in Aftergaming's CT side, so I have to wait and see for that. This is risky. Again, Spiels just trying to walk through smokes. It makes me so uncomfortable that this is the game plan on Banana. And in fact, with that not working, they've now given up Banana. That is a little bit ludicrous, that's for sure. The T's will eventually take that control. Here comes this flashbang again. It does actually flash the guy at top Banana, so I guess it sort of works. But they're too late. It's pointless, and they're just going to get mowed down. Wang at least will trade one back, and actually, Splash K with a wide peak. Do they expect the third man, though, Mitch? What are the bets? By the looks of it, no, and Wang peaks while his teammates mollied off. This round is irritating.
Mm-hmm.
They flash too early, so it's pointless. And then, even in the 2 versus 3, it's just a solo peek by Wang rather than waiting for his teammates so that they could at least trade and get the bomb down. Now, Oi is, I guess he's just gone to save.
It's a bit of an odd one. Just in the previous round, we compliment ZAI's used team play, right? They're actually playing off of each other well. And then in this one, after come through and they show what the opposite looks like in spectacular form. Even down to that last peak, yeah, like, well, why is Wang swinging when Oi is mollied off? There's absolutely no way he can help him. But I feel like sometimes these guys go based on individual feeling and not necessarily thinking about the bigger picture. And that's definitely a problem. Like, when you look at the position that they're in at the moment, 7 rounds is fine, Tom, realistically. You know, I don't think we're going to see after crying, but they need to build up a couple more. When you've got this kind of early scoreline, you don't want to allow your opponents to build right back into it. And it's something that even recently when we spoke to Angel, you remember they were getting smacked out in a map. And obviously in a different game, but it's player mentality is what I'm tying it into. And they managed to get 4 rounds before the game ended, which in Counter-Strike equivalent would be about 6. And the thing he said was that moving on to the next map, then they felt so much more confident. Because at least, you know, they managed to get it working towards the end. Yeah. And it might not look like it. You know, to most people, if you lose 16-0 or 16-5, you got wrecked. But it's the fact that they knew that they were fixing the problems a little bit. They just felt a little bit more comfortable. Like, okay, we took a couple rounds. It's the whole, like, Predator thing. If it bleeds, we can kill it. And I think for HUAT, if they manage to get up to 8-7, which now is quite likely, considering they're dominating this round as well, you then end up in a spot where it's like, they're bleeding. We can kill them. We can overtake them. This is a map that looks better for us realistically. And I would fear for after, really, if they lose this next round. Because this, even at this stage, because they've given HUAT such a boost of momentum that it no longer feels like, even though at 8-7, HUAT have lost the half, right? They've not got the good position to play from. It doesn't feel like they've been dominated.
They do have an opportunity in this round. Double up setup for the CT side as Neff will now have the secondary. They're going to go for this banana control again. It's been working fairly well. Wang, however, is going to kill off Neff, so maybe not the right risk. They should know that there's a player here. There we go. Nice work, Bulbasaur. He's not going to fall for the trickery. And again, it managed to get banana. And the thing is, after gaming, I've not done a very good job of reclaiming it. It shouldn't be that hard. I don't think that HUAT have done anything particularly impressive. Or is he going to be the only man challenging it with 22 HP? I don't even know anymore. They played that angle like 6 times. And somehow this has actually worked out for them. Now, they could just head towards the B side. They've killed the man on Deep Banana. They don't actually opt to go for the wraparound. What is going on? This is just so hesitant.
Yeah, you take a look at the player. Oh, this is so good. Bingo. Great flank. Push, though. Spiel's almost got so much done. You could see... Oh, Sakai team killed Wang. Good lad. When we were in mid there, Sakai and Wang were, like, going back and forth and back and forth. It was like the server was frozen, and it was just repeating again and again. Because they're like, go B, go A, go B, go A, go B, go A. They didn't know what to do. And eventually the decision was made, obviously, to just stand there and wait for something to happen. But they heard the steps on short. Bingo's reaction to get that flank through was great. I fear for them if Bingo didn't move, because I think they would have just stood here all day. No, that's fortunate for Sakai. But yeah, overall, 8-7, it's a very, very good scoreline for after. They are ahead by quite a bit coming into this half. And for HUAT, you want to see them get up to a couple early rounds because they don't want this to slip away. It's hard to build up rounds on the T side. But I am feeling a little bit more confident about their ability because obviously this is a map that they do well on typically. And the fact that we've seen great team play. There's a great flash. Shots missed. Sakai manages to trade out Neff. Marek with another... Oh, this is going very poorly. The flashes actually caught some of the T's with their own flashes. Oh, no! Let's pretend we didn't see that. I'm just going to say now, PGL, please do not give us a replay of that Glock spray down. We don't need to see it.
I feel like by saying that, you're almost asking for it to come up, but, you know. We'll see. We are going to have an investment back in from the T side. God, it was definitely, it didn't even look good from that position. You could tell there were a lot of shots being missed, but they do it some nice ones in the end. Nade lined up into second mid. I think that will actually catch someone. Maybe not. Ronin's been tagged low, though. Might have been the initial scout battle. Normally, if I do see force buys into these sort of rounds, I'd much rather have some like Tech-9's P250s and just aggressively try to push into one of these sites. I feel like getting D kills on this can be relatively difficult, but if the CTs keep fighting, maybe not.
Yeah, well, a little bit of overextension can cost you a lot in a round like this. And Wang's already been lit down to 1 HP, looking to be alive at this point. And we're going to see a short push by Bingo. There's a flash over at least, and it doesn't catch Ronan. Back turn. Nice shot with the Deagle. There was a 180 swing. The runaround by Neff gets another, and this is falling apart. Good shot by Wang. 1 HP, but he's still able to deliver. The problem is, even with Wang penetrating the box for a frag, it's a 2v3 retake of B. Oh, Marek! What? Full HP spray down through the smoke. Bulbasaur's gone, and this is winnable. But with Wang being so low, I doubt they go for this. The smoke down says they will, and they've got another. It's all down to this play by Splash K, who jumps through the smoke for a double. Glorious work as HUAT taken 8th. What a crazy round.
I almost just want to watch this back. Like, it's just peak after peak. Like, normally in these rounds, comparatively, when you see a good team play, they will sit back and use the weaponry to their advantage. In this case, After Gaming decided, you know what, we don't want to do that. We want to try and run into the Deegs and just give them 1v1 duels. So it's just silly play, really. Like, they're allowing HUAT back into the game, and the HUAT, this was something we sort of mentioned previously, that they had a lot of opportunities in the last map. They were handed a lot of rounds. They handed away a lot of rounds as well. So I don't think this is really going to come down to what map we're playing on at this point. I think it's just going to come down to who makes the least mistakes.
Well, I mean, that's what it was in the previous map as well, right? Who made the least mistakes as opposed to who was playing the most perfect Counter-Strike, let's say. Wang's been eliminated straight away in this one. It's a force buy for after, so not one where they want to be losing players early on, but they're dropping like flies, and this is going to be a very quick round. Can't even get the CZ out in time, or Spiels overruns Zoe and takes him down. A 5-7 left to 1v5. Not even one going to be found.
Yeah, perfect for HUAT. They're going to get themselves a big boost of cash by winning that second round, by being able to retrieve a little bit of extra weaponry. Now they get to win that one almost flawlessly, or completely flawlessly, in fact, using a lot of SMGs. And now the CT side aren't actually going to have much of an investment here. So, yeah, they're in a very, very good position financially. And the CT side, oh, it looks like they're just going to stack up into this B site. Every single member going to be waiting here. We're going to have the pyramid of death by the looks of it. As Neff, not going to get anything really. 1 kill at least. The rest of the team's still going to be facing into this angle. And it is a firing squad facing off against the USPs. 10-9. At least a kill comes up. But still, the money, as said, is going to be booming for HUAT. And now we need to see something from the side of After Gaming. Wang at least will have his AWP, and the rest of the side have rifles, but they don't have much utility, Mitch, which is something we talk about all the time on Inferno being so crucial. In fact, a lot of the time I'd rather see an MP9 on B just to make sure that you have those extra pieces of utilities. They have 0 incendiaries, they have 1 HE, and barely any flashbangs as well. No kits. This is not a good purchase.
Oh, I like Wang. He was getting on top of his teammate for a second. I thought we were going to go for an interest in mid-peak, but instead he just swings wide on the angle and takes one onto Ronan. But Bulbasaur, quick to find the trade, swings in the middle and takes a quick kill, looking for a little bit more. Suspects a player to be under the balcony, but the timing is godlike for Bingo, who picks up the op and tucks away. Now a 4 versus 3 as HUAT lose that advantage, and the swing on long. Oh, what a shot! The pre-fire by Neff is perfect. Just as Bingo got to the angle as well. He has got to feel hard done by that one.
It's on to Sakai. They're not going to expect anybody to be here by the looks of it. Neff goes down. Oh, he's jumped midway way through the spray. He still gets away with the kill. Ah, that is a message sent by the spacebar jump gang, as he has clearly knocked his mouse wheel there. One will be planted though. Splash K attempting this 1 versus 2. If the CTs play this together, they've won it for sure. And while they don't even really need to, the jump across to the pit is not going to pay off. And After Gaming do break back. As said though, especially with that bomb plant added in, the money is going to be in a very, very good position for HUAT. And if they manage to win this one right back, it could spell trouble for After Gaming.
I mean, this one started out so nicely. I love that. That wide swing onto Bingo was just beautiful. The pre-fire, everything about it went so well. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Because we come back into this round with a full buy for the CT side, and the T's do the same. Look at the nade damage. Ronan Bulbasaur lit down very, very low. That is a great start on the mid nades. HUAT, I've got to feel a little bit upset about that. Oh, Spiels
even more.
Takes a tag as well. And this, well, he returns it because Marek just tried to push through a smoke. Why? Well, they did smoke a little bit deeper, so he thought that maybe that would push them back. But unfortunately, it absolutely did not. The nade going through. More damage done. Ronan now down on 12 health. Bulbasaur on 28. That could have been a double kill with the nade if it was thrown into mid rather than bouncing off the close wall.
They've gambled. There's no one on B. This round is over. Yeah, they did everything right up until the point where they just try and run through that smoke. And I sort of mentioned it in the last half that the way that they were doing it was silly because it was too shallow a smoke to get into that position. And I was waiting for them to get caught, and it never happened. And well, it's finally happened on the other side of things. So yeah, I just completely unnecessary play, and After Gaming pay the price for it.
And a hefty price it was. Coming into the next round, you know, you have to be realistic with what After are going to be running with. It's not going to be a great buy from them. I do imagine the two players will be going for the force up. They can buy armor alongside utility and get a weapon dropped over to them by one of their teammates, but it will be down to like a FAMAS and a pistol, more than likely, maybe an SMG. Still gives them an okay chance, presuming Bingo doesn't go hard for utility. Should be dropping a FAMAS over. No tactical timeout being called just yet. I mean, they're going to hard commit towards this as well. Are we not? Oh, okay. Sakai buys down to 1k. He's not going to have enough to buy in the next round. Neither's Wang, neither's Oi. Why would you not just drop a FAMAS at this point? You're going to have to double eco anyways. Tom, am I missing something? Am I going delusional?
I think we all are at this point.
Like, why is... So Marek's 1800. He could buy nades, armor, and get a FAMAS drop to him. Then you've got to
because they're going to win this round, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
They're just planning for their extra money for the next round, but they know they're going to win this one already, obviously. Like Wang's going to ping some headshots. There we go. They're sat behind their own smoke at the moment on Banana, but eventually they will take it through. A little bit of utility being expended. The boost in play, Midge. They cannot lose this round because once one enters the boost, one is invisible to the human eye. No one can ever spot this position. He's whipped the spray! That's the easiest kill ever!
I don't know what I like more. Watching you descend into madness. Well, that's it. That's what I like. Or watching the failed plays, but I don't enjoy that. I don't know why I thought I would say I did. Nice shot. Spiels, he's dead. Okay, this is oh my god, they are actually going to win this round, aren't they? This is ridiculous. Splash K's got a no-scope, but Nev's got a 1v3, and it's not going to happen. After win this round, they don't deserve to. I don't want them to, but here we are. Like,
Call me clairvoyant Tom. Clairvoyant Biz. There you go.
Jesus. Because on Inferno especially, we see the highest rate of force buys, right? CT side, you're going to get a lot done on the close range angles. It just doesn't make sense why they wouldn't have a FAMAS extra and a better investment from Sakai.
What do you mean, Mitch? It makes perfect sense.
Of course, yeah.
When you have an all-seeing eye, such as myself.
What is it, Zoner? Is he here? Hello, Zoner?
Zoner is with us all. He is always watching.
Oh, he's always watching, yeah. Literally.
Whenever you feel like you're alone, you are not alone. A Zoner is always watching.
He's omnipresent.
He may appear, you know, in
the greatest
in different
minds.
Forms.
The greatest
Sometimes
minds.
It's what was his other name? Like
Mechanogun.
Mechanogun. There you go. So he can appear in many different names and faces. For anybody who doesn't realize, this is the coach from Hard Legion who got banned for using the bug.
In like 900 games.
Yeah. This is one of the more blatant circumstances. But yeah, for his teammates for a few months, he was the all-seeing eye of Counter-Strike. But they didn't know he was doing it, of course. Because, how could they? He was a genius. Here we go again. They're going to push into this B site. It's going fairly well for the CT side so far, with Big Wang stacked on the coffins. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud. 12-11. HUAT ZAI, their cash has started to become a little bit awkward now, and After Gaming have taken the lead once again with that fantastic decision to invest half of their money into a round. They have managed to win not only this round, but a second in a row. And now they're in a much better position. All praise be to Zona.
We're starting a new religion.
Wouldn't that be the funny thing? Is in like 1,000 years, if there was a religion based around Zona, because people read stories of a man who could see everything from the sky.
what is going on?
It's true though. Like, if the story gets twisted a little bit,
get cryogenetically frozen. We come out and we just see Zoner's face everywhere. It's like, oh, by the grace of Zoner, you have been revived. Like what? Some Stargate stuff going on. Stargate's an Unreal show, by the way. Stargate SG-1. Hang on. Yeah, it's the funny thing as well, what you were saying about it being one of the more blatant cases. Yeah, it was like some of the other coaches was like did it in one game, did it in one round. So like it was, some of them, I believe, it was genuinely just a bug that they encountered and like they reconnected to the server and stuff after. So it's like, okay, well that's not bug abuse, is it? But then it's like this guy. So it happened in 72 maps for all the rounds.
I just imagine. Like,
I thought they changed the coaching rules. Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, just something where like it's almost like a specific brand of video where you might get stuck somewhere. I think most people know where I'm going with that. And it's like, oh no, I have fallen and I cannot get up. What a shame. I will have to watch the whole game from this POV and feed my team information. What a terrible... I just can't imagine like how to anyone even try and justify it. But obviously he's been removed from the team. So props to Hard Legion for getting the job done. Realizing that this man cannot be trusted. Nice shots from Wang though. I trust him with my life in some situations.
Yep.
Bingo. It's going to be in the mini pit. They've got a crossfire with pit. This crossfire is very difficult to break down unless, of course, you turn around and give that position away. There is no reason for Sakai to peek this, so obviously, logically, he's going to peek it. Clairvoyant Tom is back. The funny thing is, it was so obvious he was going to wide peek that. And it's just infuriating. Like, that was the most predictable play. But luckily, they've already won the round. Wang has been killing it again. He's had a great series. I would definitely say he deserves the win. Not going to comment on some of the other players. But 14-11 after, and now firmly in the driver's seat. They are looking to just close this one out in a 2-0 fashion. Prove that Dinko always had faith in the Wang.
Well, listen, we know that Dinko loves After because he loves Sakai. Thinks his decision making is very similar to Dinko's own decision making that we've seen in the past. And he loves Wang. I mean, that's just a fact of life.
Oh,
that's a good trade. It's a good start. Problem is they can't allow this to slip any further. They've lost control over CT, and it has to be Marek in with a massive hold. He's got to be an immovable object at the moment. They don't know where he is, so he'll get the jump on one player, and it's the rifle dropped. Good start, but he allows them to retrieve it. He's backing away. It's the right call, but is he going to go back out? Oh, the fact that he gave up the angle in the first place made me think he was going to wait for his teammates, but he didn't give a damn. And in the end, he gets the reward for it with the 3K, closing out the round 15-11. As After Gaming are now close to finishing this one off. And it has to be said that it wouldn't be possible without Wang. Jokes aside, this guy's actually unreal. I really enjoy watching him. Like, when you look at his play, when it comes down to more aggressive play, he is unbelievable at hitting some of these shots. His flicks are nutty. But I do still agree. Obviously,
he's got a P90. Sorry.
Who's got a P90? Oh my God.
Can we get Ronin cam? We need a Ronin cam. Like, this... People don't play P90. It's not a good gun. He's going in. He's running. He got a kill! The Pro 90. Every silver's dream. And Oi has just shut them down. It's left all onto Splash K. He should just pick up the P90 at this point for the meme. Instead, he's going to try and show his butt cheeks to the last man just before he dies. A little bit of a... you could call him Flash K instead of Splash K. And yeah, that's going to be it. After Gaming, they have won this series. The battle of the bottom, as you could